She likes Big Beau.
Likes Big Beau. Yeah.
Likes Big Beau.
Yeah.
What kind of Christmas traditions are you gonna?
Oh, we will be at Paige's house.
Yeah.
Everybody will be there, and the kids will come over here in the morning and open presents. After they open presents that they're on, Santa stops here because Big Beau, Santa doesn't have to give up on Big Beau. So he'll stop here.
Okay.
And then the kids, after they open at home, they'll come over here.
Yeah.
And we'll have a grand old time.
That sounds awesome. Now, when Santa comes, how long does he stay? I bet you probably have him over for a while.
Santa likes me.
He's got a lot in common.
Santa likes me. So we chat. I only see him once a year.
Right.
So we catch up, have a toddy.
Oh, yeah? And then
toddy.
he gets out there. No wonder he's bumping off people's roofs
Or
and stuff.
warms him up.
Yeah.
He comes in there all chilly and everything.
Speaking of chilly, it was 63 degrees in Atlanta this morning. It's 45 out there now. What happened?
It's been for the last couple of days, hasn't it?
It's beautiful.
But then tonight, what did you say? It's going down to 29?
Yeah, 29 degrees tonight.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do either. You should
I don't
call
know whether
Santa.
to put the fur collar on my T-shirts or leave it off or what.
So, what's your take on the Falcons after Sunday? They play the game of the year. How do you beat New Orleans and San Francisco and then not show up for the majority of the other games?
That's just so indicative of the type of organization we are. We're a ramscale type of deal that anything can happen. It's like that falls right in line with an organization that doesn't know what it's doing.
Well, maybe
so
these
beating
guys after
like that
another
and
year
losing
together.
games you're supposed to win.
Maybe these guys after another year together, they'll be ready next year, right? You got Keanu Neal coming back, right? They raised some ticket prices, right? So I'm sure people will pay to see what Dan Quinn's going to do. There'll be a lot of curiosity out there.
I'm not buying a ticket if Arthur goes up to $2 a hot dog. If he doesn't keep it at $1.50.
Do you think he's got his mind made up what he's going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. He's looking at $2.
I saw the picture on the fridge of them hugging.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're embracing.
I had to save that. I had to save that. But that's not just like a hug, couple of guys.
Right. That's hey.
He's gonna get an extension.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
No.
surprised.
You can't give him an extension. No freaking way.
I'm telling you.
No freaking way.
I'm telling you.
But
Arthur falls in love with these guys.
Let's leave the ownership and the coaching out of it,
guys.
okay? And I know you say it doesn't matter, but you refuse to talk personnel with me, okay? But
It doesn't matter.
No, but I need to hear this from you, honestly. Right. So, like, the right side of our offensive line, first time they played together for the most part, they were incredible.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. That's something to be positive
about.
about.
You got Lindstrom, my God, who's a high draft choice.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But you didn't know. I'm trying to look for positives going into next year. Vic Beasley made a play. Do you consider bringing him back if the price is right? Because you don't have anybody else that can get the quarterback.
Right.
So there's a lot of Trufant, Freeman. Are these guys back? Do they cut bait with him?
Now I don't know what you're saying because we don't know who the coach is going to be.
Who can play and who can't play. Who is a piece of a team who's a guy that you would like to have on your team moving forward? You can't give me anything. You just say it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. You got a 53-man roster and a practice squad. You've got to come with the best players you can. I mean, who do we have?
It's just like Julio. All we do is run him on these horizontal routes. Why aren't we penetrating? Why aren't we throwing downfield? Why aren't we like Darryl LaMonica and the old Oakland Raiders? I mean, that's what we were in '92 and '93. We're scoring touchdowns up the yin-yang.
Yeah, I don't like Cutter's play call. I've never liked Dirk Cutter's play calling. But here's the thing. What are you going to do? You're going to change it again? Why don't they just let Matt Ryan put together an offense?
That's what we've always been saying.
Why?
Let him do it at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
He's got the feel for it. He's got a rhythm for it.
Why is that even?
We also need to play with a little more tempo.
It's never even been discussed as far as I know. Right?
We've discussed it many times.
I'm sure some of you watching out there are former collegiate quarterbacks, high level, of course. Maybe some of you even former NFL players. If you know, comment on the show on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
So who we got this week? Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Jacksonville at the Bins. That'll be a lot of folks down there for that. Be fan appreciation night.
Is it?
Could be. Maybe they'll retire Michael Turner's jersey at halftime.
Oh, I love that. That's a ceremony. Put him up in the rafters.
Put him up there with Warwick.
Put him up there with Warwick Dunn. Warwick needs a blocker.
And Dikembe Mutombo. Somebody said to me the other day, I crap you not. They said, do you think the Hawks should retire Joe Johnson's number? This is what happens when you put Dikembe Mutombo and Warwick Dunn up there. It'd be the equivalency of Tim Hudson. And this is why I actually give the Braves a little bit of kudos here for they just won't put anybody up there. They've had some really good ball players. Like Andrew Jones isn't up there.
Right. You know, it really is. That's sacred ground. When you talk about the rafters and you talk about putting on the facade and retire, that's sacred ground. You don't put a guy there because you admire him. You don't put Warwick Dunn there because he's building houses for the poor and buying all the materials from Home Depot. We don't do that.
Same thing with Mutombo.
He's buying equipment from Home Depot.
Isn't he in those commercials? I like Dikembe. I like Dikembe a lot. Was he fun to cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great after every game. It was always give you something.
Yeah. Well, there's this thing going around, and I'd never seen the background of it. Everybody knows the famous Michael Jordan dunk over Dikembe Mutombo where he gives him the finger. Well, a lot of people forget that was actually Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Bulls. Remember, we beat them up there. It was a big basketball game. And so he did it in that game and gave him the finger. But in this thing that's going around, it's the audio of them talking at the All-Star game earlier that year. Dikembe and Patrick Ewing and all the guys on the Eastern Conference. And he says, Dikembe says, I don't care who you are, Air Jordan. You never get on me, or something to that effect. And Jordan was like, are you sure? He's like, oh, okay, I'll get one. And then it goes right to that moment where he gets him. And so that's the story with the finger.
And that's going around now?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, well, I'll send it to you.
What areas do you hang out?
Places like Bradley's.
Bradley's? Yeah. There's a lot of good rumors coming out of Bradley's.
Yeah, there's nothing like going in there and getting a pop and sitting next to C-3PO. That's a bar. Oh yeah, I know you call it the bar from Star Wars. By the way, Star Wars is coming out here in 2 days, baby. I'm going Friday morning, so I can't do a show on Friday.
What do you mean 2 days?
I'll be at Star Wars.
What do you mean you'll be at Star Wars?
We're going to Star Wars. 11:30. I'll probably be out of there about 3. These were the tickets that were given to me. It was not my choice, so I will be at Star Wars.
On Friday?
Yeah, I'll call in.
You mean they're doing a big presentation, they're doing a big Megillah on a Friday?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a movie. It just came out. It's a new Star Wars. And I would think that you would say, well, awesome, take pictures or bring me some popcorn or something. But no, it's right back to you, isn't it? It's right back to you.
We will be here Friday.
We will. I'll be on FaceTime. A bunch of lightsabers and stuff going on behind me. So what are we going to do with Josh Donaldson, man? Is this true? Do you think about Washington offering him 4 years at $90 million? Or is it some kind of screen? We can't give him that kind of money.
No, of course not. They can't either.
Yes, they can.
Well, but what I'm saying...
They just let Rendon walk.
I know. So, I love Rendon.
Yeah. Thank God he's out of our division.
And I love Josh, too. That's the linchpin right there.
He's the guy, man, right?
He's the juice in the middle of the lineup. He's the guy. He's the X factor.
Right. And I think what's taken so long is if this offer is legitimate from Washington, is what the Braves are willing to counter with. I think he's given the Braves a chance, and maybe they're stuck on 3 years, or maybe they're really trying to find out where this DH process is. Like if this is really going to happen, because I think it's going to the next negotiations agreement.
Yeah, when is that?
2021.
Oh,
it'll be for the 2021 season. But that's a huge part of this. At that point, maybe you give him 4 years for $80 million. I don't know what it looks like, but it sounds like if he wanted to play somewhere else, he would already sign.
See, I can see where 4 years is really strong for somebody to have to commit.
This is our wheelhouse, these next 4 years. And here's the thing. If we don't get him, he's going to do something crazy because this is what he does. and go get Chris Bryant from the Cubs, who you and I both don't want, and they want Max Fried. I'm not giving up Max Fried. No way.
That's untouchable. That first.
Oh, he would do it to get Chris Bryant. He would trade Max Fried.
I don't think.
Oh,
I don't think. I don't like Chris Bryant.
I don't either.
I mean, I'm talking about intangibly, all kinds of ways.
Right. All kinds of ways. I don't like the freaking guy. I don't know, man. I hope we find a way to make Josh Donaldson a break. He just fits here. He really does.
I agree.
Fits.
And you know what? I think less of him if he doesn't sign here, because this is where he's supposed to be.
And he knows that. That's why he's still out there.
About us being on the verge. I mean, we really are on the verge, and he's the linchpin.
Well, plus you got to feel. I mean, think about a guy like Freeman who was hurt, right, in the playoffs, and how shitty he played. And Donaldson, he didn't have a great series. He hit the home run in the meaningless game. But, I mean, that's got to be weighing on these guys. You know what I mean? They can't go out like that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they can't go out like that.
I would be really disappointed if Donaldson doesn't sign with us.
Right.
He's known here. He's loved here. The players like him. He likes the players. You've definitely got to like the situation. I mean, we're close to going for it.
Right.
We're closer than anyone for going for it.
Yeah, I mean, he swings the whole division, in my opinion. If he goes to Washington, I think they're probably the favorites to win it. If, he comes here, I think we're probably the favorites. And then if he comes here, I still don't think we're done.
No,
I think they're going to trade some prospects for somebody that doesn't make a lot of money, but that can help the club.
Excuse me.
That's okay.
Backed up on me.
Yeah.
The other thing is losing Charlie Culberson is not good.
They brought him back.
They brought him back?
They brought him back. Minor league deal. It turns out that it was all a deal. Apparently, this is the way they're wording it, is to get him off the 40-man so they could whatever, and then he'll be back on because they have a 26. I don't know.
Have they done it yet?
Yeah, he's got a minor league deal.
Oh, cool.
And with incentives, it would be in line of what he made last year.
Right,
So,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's important because that element, that bench,
Right.
As a group was solid. I mean, that was an attribute.
And you kept Markakis, right? He'll still be in the clubhouse. McCann's gone. But, they brought the whole band back together. Went out and got some guys in the bullpen. Man, think about this, though. You take that club last year, right? And you give them this bullpen that they have now, they win 100 games. I mean, easy.
I would think.
And I'm wondering if that's what the mindset is here with Anthopoulos. It's like, we got the club, and these young pitchers are going to get better. We give them a bullpen, right? Maybe add another starting pitcher, then we're where we want to be.
Yeah, I think that's it. Just add another starting pitcher.
Right.
And if we've got Josh, that's it.
That's it. That's it, man. That's a strong ball club. I hope it happens. But typical Atlanta, they probably won't come to the table with the money, and we'll lose out on them. We'll end up with some schlep over at third base kicking balls around.
That would be a disgrace because nobody has more money than Liberty Media.
A couple people. I know a couple people here in Atlanta in the radio business. They make a lot of money.
Liberty Media can do whatever they want.
They can.
And you have to blame it on Hawks management. If they need that money and they don't get it, you blame it on them.
You mean the Braves?
The Braves, is that what I said?
Yeah, you said the Hawks.
Oh.
That's all right. Speaking of the Hawks, man, boy, been a roller coaster a couple weeks. They're still fun to watch. You got 3 more games without Collins. At the Knicks tonight, a winnable game. I think they win tonight. Knicks have been playing better, though, since they got rid of Black Domino. What's his name? Fizdale. He does. That's what they call him. He looks just like him.
Yeah. I think this has been very frustrating without Collins, you know, but I think I don't know what I think.
Well, Herter is back tonight, and they took the minutes restriction off of him.
You know, I want to kick him in the ass.
What's going on with him? It's like he's just him and Reddish both. Every once in a while, Reddish will just show you something that's
it's like they're bashful or something.
Right.
I mean, you show yourself, man.
That's the one thing about Hunter I like. Hunter's aggressive, offense and defense. He'll put it on the floor. He pulls up. He seems to make the right play.
Right.
He's going to be a good player for a long time.
And you mentioned Reddish. He's coming on. You think he is?
Yeah, I mean his numbers for sure.
I'm really put aside by his personality.
Yeah.
And by his reluctance.
He's so distant.
Yeah.
He's not even in the game, and I think he doesn't care if we wins or loses. I really think that it's just like he's just going through the motions, and I don't get him as like a gritty competitor.
That's
Let me go send him
that's
away.
strong to say coming out of Duke, and that sounds ridiculous too coming out, but it's true. I mean, Duke has tough-minded athletes,
Right. Well, remember there was a couple games last year where Zion was hurt and Reddish didn't, or Barrett didn't play, and so he had to be the guy. He didn't do anything.
Yeah,
You know.
right.
So, but I see what people say about him. He can finish with either hand. He's a very underrated passer as far as I'm concerned. Now, he'll turn it over with the best on with some stupid passes, but he's got great vision. He makes some passes to where a lot of guys his
I
size
agree.
don't make. And then his length on defense is great. He's got a decent shot.
There's nothing about him I don't like, except that it doesn't show up.
It's too inconsistent. And he's 19. He's 19.
You know what? Maybe he's got pimples.
I bet he
And
does.
It bothers him.
I bet he does. I used to have pimples, you know.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was 19.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
You know what they used to tell you to do is swim in swimming pools because the chlorine would dry them out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, very important.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Hang with me, buddy.
Yeah.
I've already given you a weather report today, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else did I teach you?
Well, you admitted to your acne
Yes,
problems.
it's problems, but is LeBron James on steroids?
Yes.
He has to be, right?
Yes.
And I'm not trying to be shock jock here, but I mean they have ways of
No, I
skirting
mean,
it off and on.
Obviously, the people watching us are kind of like insider guys. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching. But, I think he is. I mean, why would he not be?
Right.
When you think about it, I mean, look at the evidence. And not slowing down?
Man, did you see Sunday? I mean, to really just sit there and watch him for a full basketball game, I watched every second of it, man. He's incredible. By the way, he did almost cost him the game there at the end, loafing, where Reddish,
Right.
he bit,
Right.
he came
Yeah.
down to defend Carter. Oh, my God, Vince Carter. He looks like me out there. I mean, he really looks like me with like a headband and a shaved head, just shooting fadeaways and crazy-ass shots and getting worked on defense. I mean, he can't guard anybody.
And, the thing that's going to be our undoing is turnovers.
Yeah, some of them just make no sense. Like Trey will come down and
That's
dribble and it
Trey.
just goes
See,
out
but
of
that's-
bounds.
But that's Trey's game. He'll whip one from behind his head into the corner and like kill a vendor. Wipe out.
He
three
had
of-
one of those the other night. He was hoping that what's his name, Fernando, was going to pop to the corner, and he didn't. Listen, most of the times that he has problems out there on the court, if you notice, it's with the bigs. It's with Jones, it's with Lynn, and it's Fernando. He's doing these little pocket pass deals, and they're not
and
where they're
don't-
supposed to
don't-
be.
Well, the other thing is they don't. It seems like they're still not ready for it.
Still, Lynn is getting better. I can't, but the bar was set incredibly low.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with those guys too. Like Trey throws a lot of bounce passes, and he'll make a pass, based not on percentages. He sees the guy, boom.
Yeah.
He delivers it, and our guys, the big guys, have trouble getting down.
Well, how about this stat? This is amazing. They showed the highest percentage of three-point shots, not percentage, three-point percentage off passers in the NBA, right? So if you make a pass, who is shooting the highest percentage? Trae Young isn't in the top 15. Think about that. He doesn't have anybody around him that can do anything.
No, we can't shoot.
And you think about this, every three that Herter is hitting is when he's in the game playing our backup point guard role, but he has and he's pulling up from half court.
Right.
There's nothing in his set. They need to find ways to get him on set threes off the ball.
You know what? We've been, and I love what the Hawks are doing. I've been loving them for the last 2 years. I really agree with what they're doing, except now we're in a position where we don't have any shooters. I mean, the guys that we bring in, we've put more value on athleticism than we have shooting and
We
basketball.
figured we'd teach him how to shoot.
Shooting, we teach them how, I guess.
Right.
But I mean, we're
can't
up and
teach
down the
somebody how to
floor with
shoot.
the best of them, but we just can't shoot when you need a shot.
No. Like that kid from from Miami the other night that hit 10 threes. Guy was an undrafted free agent. 10. He's 6'7"?
Yeah.
6'8"? How many threes do you think he would hit a game with Trey? Trey would hit him wide open all day. All you have to do is an off-ball screen, pop, no look, Trey,
Sure.
money. He's got nobody to throw it to.
No.
But it will be nice to have Collins back. I'm excited. I want to know what that team looks like. I guess Parker goes to the bench. He'll be your first guy off the bench. Maybe Reddish coming off the bench too. That means less of Bembry, who, by the way, has not played since he shot that shitty shot against Miami.
Oh, really?
He hasn't played.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
10 seconds left on the shot clock, and he shoots a sweeping left-hand finger roll.
I
Against
saw
Miami.
That. I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
From beyond the block.
Right. Like a shot you would shoot if you were playing with a bunch of little kids.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And he hasn't played since then?
No.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you, Lloyd.
Yeah. I think not only that, but the situation of it. 10 seconds left on the shot clock in that situation. That's just.
Be
I mean,
smarter
how
than that.
freaking dumb can you be?
And then also understand who you are. 10 seconds ago, the ball.
DeAndre Bembry.
The ball shouldn't be in your hands.
He's the only guy left that's pre-Schlink. So he's on thin ice as is. I mean, he's the only guy. So you know he's got 1 foot out the door. One thing I do want to mention is how about Tiger, man? How awesome was that? I watched every bit of it on Sunday.
You know what?
Saturday.
If I was good enough, I could write something about Tiger and the 2 Tigers that we're seeing. We've seen his entire life evolve before our eyes. We've seen his game has been, non-parallel. He's just it's an extraordinary career.
Yeah, and now as the player captain, which is not very often they do that, but to lead them to victory, and then all the pairings that
Coming
everybody
from behind.
Right, all the pairings that everybody was questioning, they all worked out.
Right.
There was a method to his madness, perhaps, and whatever. Here's another thing, another feather he can put in his cap.
Right. And I keep looking at him and saying, is that you? Is that you? He's having fun.
Right.
His personality's coming out. He's a totally different guy.
Do you know there's going to be even more Tiger drama this year? Not only to see if he can, win back-to-back Masters, what he's going to do as far as Jack's record, but I don't think he's ever won a gold medal, has he? So, yeah, if he's in the top 4 in the world, which I think is the criteria you got to be, and so far, that's where he's at right now.
Oh, see, you know what? I'd love him on the Olympic team.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If I'm coaching the Olympic team, I'm finding out how, if he doesn't qualify,
right.
How can I get him?
Yeah. Here, hey, Patrick Reed, let me see your hand.
Hey, Patrick, you got kidney stones.
Who's the next guy up? Well, look, what do you know? It's Tiger Woods.
Oh.
Tiger, we tallest people. Oh, he's here.
Except that Patrick Reed is a hell of a competitor, too.
They all turned out to be, didn't they? It was just a slow start, I guess. That was a lot of fun. That was great television.
It was.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't think there's a President's Cup that has much viewership. I have no idea what it was. But just from knowing, people that I know who were glued.
Well, how about this? I was at a party, and at the party I said, hey, they had the end of Army-Navy game on. It was just commercials, the CBS show or whatever. I said, hey, put on President's Cup is on. It's the final, whatever. I don't think many people in there were golf watchers, whatever. Everybody sat there and watched it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was compelling TV, even if you're not a golf enthusiast.
When you're in a party like that and like in commercials, you get up and do magic tricks. What do you do? I mean,
I sit there
as Hans, as Heine Heiserer. What do you do
at a party?
Yeah.
Whatever you need me to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you go out to the car and get your old mascot suit?
Yes.
You would do that?
Absolutely. I'd show up in it.
Jeez.
It'd be a little tight these days, I think.
No, I got to have a party. I just want to see,
Well, right. Well, if a cougar shows up, you'll know who it is.
Wait a minute.
Why you got to bust my chops about... Recruiting tomorrow.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I know nothing about it. Do you?
No, I know Georgia needs a quarterback. If Fromm doesn't come back, they're going to be.
Well, you need a quarterback anyway because Fromm comes back. It's only going to be 1 year.
Yeah, but I would think you'd be limiting yourself to really good quarterbacks because they probably want to come in and play.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So is he coming back?
Do you think they're urging him to move on?
I think that if there's a quarterback that's being recruited, he probably knows the deal.
Yeah, but I think Jake Fromm's pretty smart, pretty savvy, pretty street smart as far as athletics is concerned. He knows what's going on. He knows what he needs. He knows he shouldn't come out this year, but he also knows he doesn't want to play for a club that doesn't want him.
See, I think Georgia next year, I never thought that this year was the year. I've always thought that next year was the year for Georgia. Always. Always. If he comes back, next year's the year. They're going to be, running back's going to be a big question, but they got a lot of talent there. They got a lot of depth there. I think another year with Coley's system, hopefully there'll be a little bit better, more continuity there. But, defense, all those dudes are getting a year older. They're not really losing anybody, especially if LeCount comes back.
You know what's great, though, what way you're talking? You couldn't talk like that for 25 years. When Georgia was in the abyss. When just was not making moves, was not doing anything, was not considered themselves a national program. I mean, now, Georgia's in every conversation. You talk about Alabama, you talk about Georgia.
Right. Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma.
Yeah. It's good LSU has showed up. Good for them. Welcome to the club.
Right, exactly. So who are those other teams?
But for Georgia, for us to be perennial, legitimate contenders, that's so great.
Who are those other teams, though, that are just on the outside looking in? I mean...
Well, I think, would you say
Florida,
Nebraska?
maybe?
Not Nebraska.
Texas A&M?
Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin. See, I still think Texas A&M, you give Jimbo the resources that he's got there now.
Well, that's why he went there.
Right. And right in the middle of damn Texas.
Yeah, no one's got more money than Texas A&M.
No. And I think Jimbo just wanted to get the hell out of Florida, that whole deal with his wife, and he just wanted to get out. And he's a hell of a coach. I think that Texas A&M, that's just going to be one more team out west once he gets his – I think next year they're going to be pretty good.
I would think.
Yeah. But LSU, Alabama, Texas A&M, that's a freaking booger.
Yeah, it's getting tougher.
Yeah. And then Florida, Georgia, pretty much rules the East. But I think Tennessee's on the way back.
Oh, they definitely
I think they're on the way back. That was a hell of a finish to the season for them. I did not see that coming.
Jeremy Pruitt looked lost at the beginning of the year. I'm not a fan of his.
He's arrogant. There's no doubt about it. He's arrogant.
And, so I was just, Irk Russell popped into my head. There hasn't been another Irk Russell.
He said, Jeremy Pruitt, after they beat Auburn, they beat him it was the year they beat the crap out of them in Athens. I want to say it was 51. I don't think they scored. I think they beat him 48-0 or something like that. Killed them. And Jeremy Pruitt, after the game, was walking by a bunch of fans, and they yelling at him, trying to get his attention. This one guy got his attention. He goes, "Man, you just held the Auburn Tigers." This is when they had the kid that used to play at Georgia, Nick Marshall.
Right.
He said, "You just held Gus Malzahn's offense to 0 points. What do you got to say about that?" And he looked at all the fans. He's like, "That's what we fuck." Just started cussing. Right?
Really?
And I was like, come on, man. It's like people's...
no,
it wasn't the right place for that.
No, he's dense.
Yeah, it wasn't the right place for that.
Talking with him. He always, he was just the heir apparent. You know what I mean? I don't think he ever deserved that role over at Georgia. I certainly don't think he should be the head coach at Tennessee.
If whatever happened, that whole deal with Mark Richt, that behind the scenes, and he was leaving, and... No, I don't remember what it was.
No.
That's a great way to end the show, though.
Yeah, no, that really is.
Merry Christmas.
You're throwing that out there. So Friday, we'll be back Friday.
Yeah. May the force be with you.
Are you really going to
I'm going to Star Wars, 11:30.
What are we supposed to tell
on Friday.
What are we supposed to tell our guys?
I inherited these tickets. Okay.
All right, well, pass them along.
No way. No way, man. I'm watching all the old ones. I'm getting ready for that. I watched New Hope. I watch Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi,
You're a child.
Phantom Menace, Attack of the
Oh,
Clones.
you bore me.
Huh?
You bore me. We'll see everybody.